Explain what? I had no idea what was happening. My mom stepped forward. She was in tears, and there was zero kindness in her voice.
Lily told us everything, Caleb. How you taught her to take care of herself and watched her do it while calling her a big girl. How could you? You assaulted her, you monster.
It felt like the room was spinning. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My heart pounded as I tried to explain. No, that's not what happened. I never touched her. I just showed her how to bathe herself, made sure she was safe. She's 6. I was being careful. But they wouldn't listen. Derek broke free, punched me while I was on the floor. You're lying. You think we're stupid? My daughter wouldn't make this up. You weren't teaching her how to bathe, you animal. Sarah sobbed, clutching a tissue, while my dad shook his head in disgust. We trusted you, Caleb. You were family. How could you? My aunts and uncles joined in. You're vile, Caleb, a predator. Get out before we call the cops. I tried to speak and beg them to hear me, but my words drowned in their shouts. Hi, my name is Caleb, and this is the story of how a misunderstanding tore my family away from me. I'm 27, single, no kids, just a guy trying to live a quiet life. My niece Lily was the brightest part of it. She's 6, my older brother Derek's daughter, and she adored me. I was her Uncle Kay, the one she'd begged to see every chance she got. When her school holiday rolled around last summer, she pleaded to spend it with me. Derek and his wife Sarah agreed, and I was thrilled. I brought Lily to my small apartment, ready for a month of fun. Lily was a ball of energy, always giggling, always curious. I set up a little room for her with a unicorn bedspread and stuffed animals. But I was careful. She was a girl, and I wasn't her dad. I never bathed her myself. Instead, I'd stand outside the bathroom door, showing her how to wash her hair or scrub her arms, cheering her on. You're a big girl, Lily. Look at you taking care of yourself. She'd beam, proud of her independence. I'd watch to make sure she was safe, then let her dress in private. It felt right and responsible. We spent the rest of the time building forts, watching cartoons, and baking lopsided cookies. When the month ended, I drove her home, her arms wrapped around my neck as she begged to come back soon. Everything was fine for a while. I went back to my job at the auto shop. Then, 3 weeks later, my phone rang. It was my mom, Linda. She sounded so harsh.
Caleb, get to our house. Now.
I thought something was wrong. Maybe someone was sick. I rushed over in fear. When I walked into my parents' living room, the air was thick with tension. My whole family was there. My parents, Derek, Sarah, my uncles, aunts, even cousins. They looked like they could eat me raw with their angry faces. Before I could speak, Derek lunged at me, his fist slamming into my jaw. You sick bastard! How could you do that to my daughter? Pain exploded in my face. I stumbled back in shock as my uncles dragged Derek off while screaming at him. Calm down, Derek. Let him explain. Explain what? I had no idea what was happening. My mom stepped forward. She was in tears, and there was zero kindness in her voice.
Lily told us everything, Caleb. How you taught her to take care of herself and watched her do it while calling her a big girl. How could you? You assaulted her, you monster.
It felt like the room was spinning. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My heart pounded as I tried to explain. No, that's not what happened. I never touched her. I just showed her how to bathe herself, made sure she was safe. She's 6. I was being careful. But they wouldn't listen. Derek broke free, punched me while I was on the floor. You're lying. You think we're stupid? My daughter wouldn't make this up. You weren't teaching her how to bathe, you animal. Sarah sobbed, clutching a tissue, while my dad shook his head in disgust. We trusted you, Caleb. You were family. How could you? My aunts and uncles joined in. You're vile, Caleb, a predator. Get out before we call the cops. I tried to speak and beg them to hear me, but my words drowned in their shouts. My cousin Jenna spat at my feet as I stumbled toward the door.
You're dead to us, you pervert.
They shoved me out, slamming the door behind me. I stood on the porch, my heart shattered. My family, the people I'd loved my whole life, had turned on me without a question. The days that followed was nothing but me drowned in sadness. Whenever I returned home from work, I felt so sad and lonely. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The accusations spread like wildfire. Derek told everyone that wasn't present at the meeting, from our other relatives to neighbors, even my coworkers. My phone stopped buzzing with friendly texts. Friends I'd known since high school ignored my calls. My boss called me in one day and fired me. "I'm sorry, Caleb, but we can't have this kind of talk around the shop. You're done. Please, leave my company." I was jobless, friendless, familyless. I tried reaching out to Derek, hoping he'd listen, but he threatened me. "Stay away, or I'll make sure you rot in jail." I wrote to my parents, pouring out my truth, but the letters came back unopened. I even tried calling Sarah, thinking she'd at least hear me, but she hung up the second she heard my voice. The town turned hostile. I'd see my cousins at the grocery store, and they'd glare at me, whispering "predator," loud enough for others to hear. Once, an old neighbor spat on my car as I drove by. I'd walk past my parents' house at night, hoping for a sign that they'd reconsider, but the lights were always off and the curtains drawn. One evening, I saw Lily playing in the yard. I waved at her, desperate for her smile, but Sarah yanked her inside, slamming the door. I couldn't stay. The weight of the everything was crushing me. I packed what little I had and moved to a city 3 hours away, renting a dingy studio apartment. I found work as a janitor, the kind of job where at least no one asks questions. But the isolation was saddening. I'd lie awake, replaying that night at my parents' house, remembering the hatred in their eyes. I started drinking to quiet the pain, but it only made the nightmares worse. I was at my complete lowest. I was going broke because I'd exhausted my savings and was barely able to eat well. That's when I met Rosa, a cashier at the corner store where I'd buy my booze. She noticed the way I avoided eye contact and the slump in my shoulders.
You look like you're carrying a storm, Caleb. Want to talk about it?
I brushed her off at first, but Rosa was persistent. Over weeks, I told her everything. She listened and never judged me. She pushed me to get help, to fight for myself. With her encouragement, I quit drinking, started therapy, and found a better job as a warehouse stocker. I began to rebuild, but the wound was raw. I swore I'd never forgive my family for believing the worst of me. One day, 6 months after I left, my phone rang. It was my mom. I was shocked to get her call because none of them had bothered to check in on me since I left town.
Caleb, we were wrong. Lily didn't mean it like that. We just discovered that we misunderstood her words.
She explained that Lily had been talking to her teacher, proudly describing how Uncle K taught her to be a big girl by bathing herself. The teacher, who was concerned, told Sarah, who then twisted the story into something sinister. When they questioned Lily further, she clarified it, confused by their panic. She'd only meant I helped her learn and only watched to keep her safe.
We're so sorry, Caleb. Please come home. We miss you.
I laughed. Home? That word meant nothing now. I hung up. The others began contacting me since I refused to receive my mother's apology. I got texts from Derek, voicemails from my dad, even a letter from Sarah, all begging forgiveness. I deleted them, one by one. They didn't get to erase the months of pain and the nights I'd sobbed alone with their flimsy apologies. They kept trying. Derek showed up at my workplace one day. "I'm so sorry, bro. I shouldn't have hit you that day. I was wrong. Please let me fix this." My parents kept calling and leaving messages. "You're our son, Caleb. We love you. Come back to us." Even Lily sent a drawing through the mail, a crayon sketch of us holding hands, with "I'm sorry" scrawled in her shaky handwriting. I stared at it, my heart breaking. But I couldn't feel the love I once had. I told them all the same thing. You all knew how much I cherished Lily. You should have known I would never do anything to hurt her. Yet, you all called me a monster, without even letting me explain myself. I can't forgive you all. They reached out to Rosa, hoping she'd convince me. I asked her to block them. Their apologies were salt in a wound that would never fully heal. I cut them off for good. I changed my number, moved to a new apartment, and made sure they couldn't find me. Rosa became my family. With her support, I enrolled in night classes, studying mechanics to turn my auto shop experience into a career. I landed a job at a garage a few months later. I heard through a distant friend that my family was unraveling. Derek and Sarah fought constantly, guilt straining their marriage. Lily was in counseling, struggling with the fallout of her words. My parents aged overnight. Their house went quiet. and their joy disappeared since the whole family were living in guilt. I didn't care. They'd chosen to believe a lie, and I was done paying for it. 2 years later, I was at a car show, showcasing a restored vintage truck I'd worked on, when I saw my mom across the lot. She looked so weak and sad. She approached, holding a photo of me and Lily.
Caleb, I'm begging you. We were wrong. You're my son and I can't live without you.
You might still consider me as your son, but you stopped being my mom when you chose a lie over me. You couldn't even trust your child. I've been nothing but obedient and respectful ever since I was a child. Yet one misunderstanding was enough for you and the rest of the family to cast me away. I don't have a family anymore. She cried and tried to reach out for me, but I stepped back. My mom kept trying to reach me, showing up at my shop or apartment, always holding a photo of Lily, as if I'd automatically forgive them if I saw Lily. Each time, she'd beg with tears in her eyes.
Caleb, Lily misses you. We all do. Please give us a chance, will you? Forgive us, please. It's been years. You should forgive us already. Have I not begged enough? Have we all not begged enough?
I clearly said I didn't want to have anything to do with them anymore, so I couldn't understand why she was trying to act like I owed them my forgiveness. I heard that Derek and Sarah got divorced. Derek was miserable because Sarah's words destroyed the family. Lily got caught in the middle. She had to start living with her mother's mother. My parents' home got quiet. There were no more family dinners, just silence and regret. I still didn't care. They made their choices, and I'm done with their chaos. Then came a promotion at work. I was given a chance to manage a new branch overseas. I didn't hesitate at all. I packed up my things and moved to the new country, leaving behind the memories and the family who'd cast me out. They couldn't reach me anymore, and I didn't bother asking anyone about them because I didn't want to know. I was enjoying my new life in the new country. Even though the trauma from what happened made me refuse to associate with female kids, I was living a better life. Rosa and I still talk regularly, as she's my closest friend. Sometimes, I still think of Lily. I hope she finds peace, but I can't be her savior. I wished things happened differently, but it didn't. And all I could do was wish my favorite niece all the best from afar. Thanks for watching.
A year passed. Then, one day, I came home to find all my things thrown outside. And standing at the door was Ethan with a new woman and his family.
You're no longer my wife. I have a new one. Get lost.
Ethan, you can't do this. This is my home.
Not anymore. And take your disgusting son with you.
Did you really think we'd let you stay forever? You and that autistic brat? You've embarrassed our family enough.
Where am I supposed to go?
We don't care. Just leave.
I had no choice but to leave. I used to believe in fairy tales. The kind where the girl meets the perfect man, falls in love, and builds a beautiful life with him. For a while, I thought I was living one. I met Ethan when I was 23. He was charming, kind, and made me laugh until my stomach hurt. I had dated before, but with Ethan, everything was different. He made me feel safe and loved. He had a stable job too and lived fine. We spent every moment we could together, and within a year, he proposed.
Claire, I can't imagine my life without you. Will you marry me?
Of course, I said yes. When he introduced me to his family, they welcomed me with open arms. His parents adored me, always telling Ethan how lucky he was to have found someone like me. His mother, Evelyn, treated me as if I was her own daughter.
Claire, I just know you'll make a wonderful wife and mother. You're perfect for my son.
His father, Henry, would pat my head and call me our sweet girl, making me feel like I truly belonged. His younger sister, Anna, became my best friend. We would go shopping together, have sleepovers, go for spa visits together. People often mistook us as twins. I had everything I ever wanted. The wedding was magical. A grand ceremony filled with tears, laughter, and promises of forever. When I walked down the aisle, Ethan's eyes shone with so much love that I thought I might melt right there. The moment we said I do, I believed nothing could ever go wrong. I was so naive. A year into our marriage, we started talking about having a baby. We wanted one so badly because everything was going well for us, so we tried for one. And when the pregnancy test finally showed those 2 pink lines, I nearly collapsed from joy.
Are you serious? Claire, we're going to be parents.
We cried together, holding each other so tightly it felt like we had become one. Telling his family was another wave of happiness.
Oh, sweetheart, this is the best news ever.
Our first grandchild. What a blessing.
Anna was practically screaming in excitement, already talking about baby clothes and names. For the next few months, I was surrounded by nothing but love. Ethan came with me to every doctor's appointment, held my hand through the morning sickness, kissed my belly every night before bed.
I can't wait to meet you, little one.
His family showered me with gifts, support, and endless affection. The day my son was born was the happiest day of my life. After hours of pain and exhaustion, the moment I heard his first cry, everything faded away.
Claire, he's beautiful. He has your pretty eyes.
We named him Oliver. Ethan's family was over the moon. The moment they got the news, they rushed to the hospital carrying bags filled with gifts.
Oh, let me hold my grandson.
Look at him. He's going to be a strong boy.
Anna cried when she first held him.
I'm an aunt now. I love you already, little Ollie.
They spoiled him from the very beginning. By the time we brought him home, my house was filled with toys, clothes, and more baby supplies than I knew what to do with. They visited every day. If they weren't showering Oliver with attention, they were taking care of me.
You need rest, sweetheart. Let me handle everything. Come to Grandma, sweet boy.
I'll go buy groceries. You don't have to worry about anything. Claire, you just focus on Ollie, okay? I'll take care of the rest.
I had never felt so loved. Life felt like a dream. But sadly, dreams don't last forever. When Oliver turned 1, things started to feel off. Most babies his age were already crawling. Some were even taking their first steps. But Oliver? He couldn't even sit up on his own. I tried not to panic. Every child grows at their own pace, right? Maybe he was just a little late. But as the weeks passed, the worry grew. He never babbled like the other babies. He never reacted to his name. Sometimes it felt like he was in his own little world. I brought it up to Ethan one night. Ethan, don't you think Oliver is a little behind? I mean, he's not crawling yet.
He's fine, Claire. Some kids take longer, that's all.
But deep down, I knew something wasn't right. One day, Evelyn was playing with Oliver, making silly faces and cooing at him.
Come to Grandma, sweet boy.
But Oliver didn't react. It was like she wasn't even there. She tried again, waving a toy in front of him, calling his name over and over. Still, nothing. I knew I had to get him checked. We took him to the doctor the next morning. They ran tests, observed him, asked questions, and then we finally got our answer. Oliver had autism. I was expecting worry or concern from Ethan instead, his face twisted in disgust.
Are you serious? Autism? What the hell is wrong with you, Claire?
Ethan, this isn't something to blame me for.
Of course it is. You've always been slow and stupid. I should have known it would turn into autism and pass into our kid.
I felt like someone had punched me. Ethan, that's not how autism works. It's not my fault.
Shut the hell up, Claire. I should never have married you.
Ethan stormed out before the doctor could even explain anything to him. I followed him.
Stay away from me.
Ethan, please. Listen to me. Oliver is still our son. He just needs our love and support.
Love and support? For what? Some imbecile?
Ethan, don't call our son that.
I don't want anything to do with this. This is your fault and your problem.
When his family found out, they switched on me instantly. Evelyn, the same woman who had once called Oliver her precious grandson, suddenly looked at him like he was filth.
You brought an imbecile into our family.
We thought you were a good wife, Claire. Turns out you're just cursed.
I can't believe I ever held that thing.
Please, don't say that about Oliver. He's just a baby.
A baby that will never be normal. Thanks to you.
I couldn't believe it. Just a week ago, they were showering Oliver with love. Now they treated him like a disease. Things only got worse after that. Ethan hated me, and he despised Oliver. At the slightest thing, he'd hit me. A wrong word, a wrong look. Even when I tried to protect Oliver from him, he hit me. And Oliver? He wouldn't even touch him. He wouldn't hold him, feed him, acknowledge him. To him, Oliver didn't exist. A year passed. Then, one day, I came home to find all my things thrown outside. And standing at the door was Ethan with a new woman and his family.
You're no longer my wife. I have a new one. Get lost.
Ethan, you can't do this. This is my home.
Not anymore. And take your disgusting son with you.
Did you really think we'd let you stay forever? You and that autistic brat? You've embarrassed our family enough.
Where am I supposed to go?
We don't care. Just leave.
I had no choice but to leave. I went back to my parents' house, and when they saw me standing at their doorstep in tears, they knew something had happened.
Claire, what happened?
I told them everything. My dad was so angry.
That bastard.
The next morning, my parents went to Ethan's house. They wanted answers. But Ethan and his family laughed in their faces.
Oh, look, the autistic family is here.
Get lost. Your daughter got what she deserved.
Go take care of your idiot grandson and stop bothering us.
My parents were crushed. I told them not to bother, that I'd take care of my child alone. My parents were so helpful. They took care of me and Oliver. They took him to his therapy sessions when I was at work, ensuring he was okay. Luckily for me, at age 5, my son was looking normal. He could speak and walk properly. He was still autistic, but it was very mild. I was so grateful. I never told Ethan. Fortunately for me, I got a promotion at work and had to relocate abroad. Together with my parents and Oliver, I left the country. I worked even harder, making sure my son and I never lacked anything. Oliver's health improved so much that soon, even I couldn't remember that he's autistic. 15 years passed. 15 long years since Ethan had thrown Oliver and me away like garbage. And after, I was back in the country, standing beside my incredible son and my wonderful husband, Daniel, with our beautiful daughter, Sophie. We'd come back for business. Daniel wanted to build a branch of his company here, so we all came together. I thought it would be simple and concluded easily, but fate had other plans. Because one day, while shopping with Oliver, I ran into Ethan, the last person I ever wanted to see. And he looked horrible. His once proud posture was hunched. His face was tired and drained, and his clothes were worn out and cheap. It was clear that life had not been kind to him. I had heard that his new wife beat him and his family regularly, and that she had 4 children who were considered imbeciles. The funny part was that his wife was a lawyer, so Ethan was too scared to divorce her or do anything reckless. They were also too afraid to take her to court, even though she abused them. When he saw Oliver, I saw the shock in his eyes.
Oliver?
Oliver, my tall, handsome, confident son, just raised an eyebrow at him. Of course, he knew Ethan. I'd told him about the man.
You look normal.
What? You thought he'd be drooling in a wheelchair? I saw shame flash in his eyes, but I didn't care. Then, the bastard reached out to touch my son. I slapped his hand away. Don't you dare touch him.
Claire, you have no right to stop me.
I got angry and insulted him, humiliated him right there in the store. I loudly reminded him of how he abandoned his own child, of how he let his family spit on us. People started staring and whispering. His face turned red with embarrassment, and he quickly walked away. I thought that was the end of it, but a week later, I got a court summon. Apparently, Ethan, the man who once called Oliver a disgusting mistake, was now trying to claim custody of him. It was hilarious. I went to court on the appointed day with Oliver and Daniel. Ethan stood there, all self-righteous, talking about how he made a mistake and wanted to make things right. I didn't even need to argue. All I did was truthfully tell the court everything that happened. Luckily, the judge wasn't biased.
You abandoned your child at his most vulnerable time. You let him and his mother suffer. You have no legal or moral right over him. Case dismissed.
Ethan's face burned with shame as he stormed out of the courtroom. I followed him immediately. That went well, didn't it?
Go to hell, Claire.
Oh, I would, but I'm too busy thriving with my loving husband and our children. You know, Daniel is planning to adopt Oliver soon. Unlike you, he actually loves him. Now go back home and play with your husband-beater wife and the imbeciles you two brought into this world. Ethan looked so shocked that it was funny. Just then, Daniel walked out with Oliver.
Mom, let's go. Leave that miserable man. Dad and I need to leave.
I almost laughed at how stunned Ethan looked when he heard Oliver call another man Dad and call him a miserable man. I gave him one last disgusted glance, brushed past him with my shoulder, and walked away with my real family. A few months later, I heard rumors that Ethan had borrowed money from his parents when he took me to court and never paid them back. Since his wife was abusive, even to Ethan's parents, they decided to cut ties with him. The worst part was that one fateful morning, Ethan's new wife disappeared, leaving him alone with 4 children who constantly needed special care. She had grown tired of it all and walked away, leaving Ethan to fend for himself, raising 4 children while still having to work to survive. As for us, we're doing great. Oliver has become a star on TikTok. He usually posts vlogs and sometimes shares his paintings. People love his content and engage with his videos, and he's making a lot of money from social media. I heard that Ethan's family closely watches his videos and even tries to comment and engage, but Oliver always blocks them as soon as he notices their fake accounts. Thanks for watching.